Hi everyone and welcome back to Movie Time with Chris.
Where we flash back through the show and remind you how smart you really are.
Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Since today is my baby's birthday, we celebrated early yesterday and we went to the Haunted House restaurant in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. So the restaurant is a horror movie themed restaurant. I like movies. She likes horror. So it was a good match. So today we're going to be talking about our visit to the restaurant. So the one downside to the restaurant is the parking. There really is no parking. You have to find parking on the street, or there is a lot that's like in the back, but the restaurant's on the corner and there's other stores that are there, so you're competing for parking. So the parking is not ideal.
The parking lot is also really small, if you do see it.
It is small. I would say it's best to go probably after 7, because at that point the businesses are like closed. Because when we walked out, there was parking. Yeah.
But when we went in, we had to drive around a couple of times.
Yeah, we circled around like 2 or 3 times to get a spot. But yeah, the parking is definitely
I mean, you'll be fine if you're okay with walking a little bit, but otherwise it's difficult.
Yeah, it was almost like we parked. I mean, if you count like the entrance to the lot, and that one street that was nothing, that was barred up, it's almost like we walked like 3 blocks to get in there.
It was not 3 blocks.
It was like
a block and a half. It felt like 3 blocks.
Especially afterwards.
Right, when you're full.
On the way out.
We were like, no, why did we do that?
On the way out, it was a lot more. But yeah, so it was really fun. We walk in and there's murals on the wall, horror themed. Well, I guess mostly horror themed. I don't see Ghostbusters as a horror movie.
Well, it is. It's ghosts.
I mean, I guess, but
it's more comedy horror, but it is still a scary movie.
Yeah, they've got, Thing from Addams Family and Michael and Pennywise and Beetlegeist and
what was his name?
Beetlegeist. That's his name. That's the way they say it at the beginning of the movie when they find the flyer. Call Beetlegeist. Beetlegeist. And that's why he doesn't come at the beginning, because they don't say his name properly. But yeah, so they've got, the murals on the wall and the host window, I guess, is
it's kind of like a ticket booth where you get your tickets at a movie theater.
It's like a movie theater ticket booth.
And you go up and tell them if you have a reservation or you want to be seated, whichever.
Yeah, they've got the movie posters on either side of it, and they've got a little candy display case at the bottom. I wish they were selling candy.
Yeah, it's like a whole seating area where you wait for your table. It's nice in there.
Yeah, and the seats weren't uncomfortable. It was like bench seating, but it worked. We didn't wait long because we had a reservation. We got there early.
But also people weren't waiting long at that time anyway.
Yeah,
we went around 6:45.
Well, our reservation was for 6:45. By the time we got in there, it was like 6:30. Yeah.
We were there like...
We left an hour early, but we got there 15 minutes before.
Well, if we didn't have to drive around 19 times to get a parking, we would have been there
Exactly.
early.
The parking was definitely an issue. But we got seated, and they start you out by bringing you popcorn, because they have a little popcorn maker at the end of the bar, so they make fresh popcorn.
I thought that was really, really cute. I thought that was good.
If you like popcorn.
The popcorn wasn't great tasting, I don't think.
Well, I like that they have
It wasn't like movie popcorn. Like, there's a difference.
There is a difference.
And it wasn't...
It's the oil that movie theaters use. That adds to the flavor. They had the seasonings, but I didn't like that. They have the little things on each table that have like the ketchup and everything, the hot sauce, and they had the seasonings. We only had white cheddar.
Yeah.
But when the couple that was sitting at the table next to us left, I noticed they had other flavors.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, we got
Well, when we
gypped.
looked it up, they had ranch and everything, and we only had white cheddar, which was not good. I didn't care for it.
So
The popcorn was not a hit for me.
I
It
don't
was
like.
cute. It was a good idea, but it was
If you like popcorn, I guess it's a good thing. But I don't. Popcorn would not be my ideal.
appetizer.
Yes, like to sit. If they had peanuts or something, you
Yeah.
know, I could have gone with peanuts. But
Well, I like popcorn, and it still didn't excite me, but
I don't know. But
it's a cute idea.
if you consider it like a typical restaurant, which this is not by any means,
No.
it you could have felt like you waited a little while before the waitress came over, but there's so much to, especially with your first time, there's so much to look at and so much to see. And I was so busy looking at the whole aesthetic and taking pictures of, you know, they've got the movie posters set up around the entire dining area, and they've got, you know, they've got a Frankenstein, they've got a Chucky doll, you know, they've got all this stuff set up, and then they have the TVs all around, and the TVs are playing horror movies. Now there were 2 TVs that had sports on, and that's, I don't know how I feel about that, because it's like, okay,
Well, the reason they did that, like the restaurant TVs had movies on them, but the bar had the sports on them. So if you think
Yeah.
about it, like, you know, kind of sports bar type of deal, they put. It wasn't that many. There was only 2 TVs that had
Oh,
sports
yeah,
on
they
them.
had
so
what,
It was a
one,
majority of scary
2,
movies on the
3,
TVs.
4, 5. I think they had like 7 TVs that had
Yeah,
like
but like
scary stuff.
makes sense.
And then it was just like 2 with sports.
yeah,
so
it makes sense that by the
But-
bar there was sports on. That's fine.
it's just where I was sitting.
Yeah.
I like when I looked
Well,
over.
you had
it was.
your back to it, but I had a scary movie behind you.
Yeah,
that
you
I
had
could see.
the Scream show they
Yeah.
had playing. At the bar, they had the 2 sports, but then the middle one was playing the original Nightmare on Elm Street classic, and then over in the corner they had Child's Play playing. Just as we got there, Child's Play was like starting.
Yeah.
So it was perfect. We made it through the entire Child's Play movie. Just looking at the whole aesthetic again, and then the waitress came over. It almost seemed instantaneous, even though like in reality it was a little bit of a wait. It wasn't like 20 minutes, you know.
No, it wasn't.
No,
it
it was-
wasn't where you're like irritated, like where is this person? No, it was manageable.
Yeah, it was probably less than 10 minutes before she
Yeah.
even came over. But in that time, you're so busy looking at everything that you don't even realize.
But you know, with how busy they do get and how many things were happening around us, because it wasn't just a sit down. Like there's some themed restaurants where it's like, oh, it's just decorated and everybody's normal. No, by no means were the waitresses, waiters, anybody in there acting normal. That was pretty cool though.
Yeah, our waitress had she had like
a gash on her face.
she had like cuts on her face and blood was dripping down her face.
They were all dressed up. Like all the waitresses were dressed up. Like there was like a nurse.
There was a nurse. I noticed
Yeah.
that. I was like, "What is that?" Yeah, there was a.
Some of them did only have like regular work shirts on, but then they would have like a mask on.
Yeah.
Or they would be like having a little fake knife in their hanging from their pocket. Or
When I went to the bathroom, when I came back out, I saw one. She was in regular attire, and I was like, "Oh, look, she's just." I was like, "She's just regular attire," but then like she turned and she was wearing
Yeah.
a Jason mask, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
like
that's
our
cool.
waitress, she had a regular shirt, like a regular work shirt on, but she also had like the makeup, the gash on her cheek, and you know, like a bloody work shirt on.
Which I think is cool. You get to get dressed up to go to work. Like that would be amazing. But yeah,
She did do really well.
Oh yeah, she was great.
And then they also have like, which is smart, the waitress is not doing all the work. The waitress puts in the food, and then the people cooking the food, they have a runner.
Yeah.
So that makes it so much easier on the waitress. She does drinks and orders, and then the runner comes and brings you the food.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, the food could be a little pricey, but the quality that you're getting is so good.
Yes.
Like, this is...
I was skeptical about that when we looked it up online before we went.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, those prices are something else, but
the quality of food is like...
But I don't think you're paying for just the food either.
Oh, no,
you're paying for the experience too, because that was fun.
You're paying for the experience. You're paying for what you get with the food, because everything on the menu is movie themed as well. Like, so we started out, we sat down, and when she did come over, we put in orders at different times, but it was almost boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
So we put in the order for the drinks that we wanted first, because they don't have menus. They have drink menus. But then the menu
they
you
do
scan.
have menus, but you scan it on your phone instead of a physical menu. You scan it on your phone.
Yeah, I guess with COVID or whatever, you know, a lot of places got rid of. But a lot of restaurants
started doing that for ease of service.
So they don't go through menus. The menus don't get destroyed. It's just a QR code that you scan.
And also, like with COVID, also like the passing of the same menu out to different people, like stop it from going to so many hands.
But we ordered the drinks. I got the Grinch. I thought it was pretty good. You got what?
I just wanted to eat the candy out of yours.
What did you get?
The Children of the Corn.
The Children of the Corn. That was it. Yeah. So
they're just basically candy bowls. Like they give you a big fish bowl cup and fill it with a whole bunch of candy, and then they put some dry ice in there.
They put a lot of dry ice.
And when they pour the liquid, it smokes up.
Yeah, it's an experience.
It's really cool.
It's a huge cup though. Like,
oh yeah, we could have shared one. It was so big. We honestly could have shared one.
I mean, it's 51 ounces. So yeah, we got.
I mean, it was our first time there, so we lesson learned. But we definitely.
Oh, it was well worth
it.
It was well worth it though. I'm sad that I couldn't finish mine.
Yeah.
And that's saying something. For anyone that knows me, knows that I have a drinking problem, and I can drink. And this was 51 ounces, and I could not finish this drink.
But I mean,
I also
had all the food we ordered too, which was
like. So the quality of the food is just exceptional, but the portions, you know, like these were big portions.
Yeah.
You know, we got the popcorn, which I really didn't touch. I had a few pieces.
But the popcorn came. You didn't order popcorn, so the popcorn came like complimentary.
And we ordered the appetizer, and I got
nachos.
The Scooby Snack nachos.
Yeah.
And you had the Nightmare on Elm Street corn. So the appetizers came out, and I mean, they were massive. Like, I was not expecting that for at least the Scooby Snack nachos.
I was thinking appetizer, and then the nachos came out, and I was like, that's
an entree.
Meal.
That's an entree, yes, definitely.
We could have both ate off of that and been fine.
The appetizers are definitely made to be shared at the table.
The prices can definitely be worked in a way where it can be much more affordable. We splurged because it was my birthday and it was our first time there, but it can definitely be worked out to be more affordable.
Oh yeah, like we could have gotten one order of the Scooby Snacks and shared that.
Yeah, if you wanted to go like for your first time, splurge, have the whole experience, get everything on the menu. But then if you're gonna go back, you know, you can definitely make it manageable.
Yeah, and then for the entree, what did you have?
Creepy seafood pasta.
And I had the bird box with fries, or bird box sandwich.
Burger with fries. No, it's not a burger.
It's not a burger. It's a sandwich.
Okay,
it was
chicken sandwich with fries.
Whatever. There's pictures.
Yeah.
You see the picture. See this picture right here? This is the bird box. And I didn't know that it was. The bird box is spicy.
That makes sense. Bird box. It's chicken.
Yeah. I should have put 2 and 2 together, but I guess I was stupid.
That's actually so funny because in that movie, spoiler alert, with her little birds in the boxes. Okay, I got lost anyway.
I should have put 2 and 2 together with how red it was, that it was supposed to be spicy, but I thought it was just
when it came, I was like, is that spicy? You're like, oh, I don't know.
Well, it's crazy because I typically don't like spicy stuff, but I ate that sandwich, most of it anyway. It was a lot.
Oh yeah, it was a big sandwich.
But they added like a maple syrup, And
I didn't try it. I should have tried it.
The sweet took away from that spicy. You could definitely taste the buffalo sauce that was on it. It was so manageable that you don't even realize how spicy it was. But yeah, it was just a good time. They had characters walking around. Michael Myers went up to the box office window with some random family.
Oh, that seafood pasta was amazing.
Oh, the seafood pasta.
It was so good.
Big pieces of shrimp.
It was expensive. That was the most expensive thing on the menu, but it was so good. It really was. And I ended up taking a lot of it home. So it was, it was worth the price.
Michael Myers was walking around and he was sitting at people's tables. And
he was funny. He was.
He was a little short.
Like
he was a little short to be Michael.
That's what I said. I was like, well, contrary to popular belief, Michael's a little bit shorter than I thought.
And if you're gonna be nitpicky, he was walking around with a machete. A machete is more Jason's weapon, and Michael's just like
the kitchen knife.
Yeah, Michael's just a kitchen knife kind of guy.
Yeah, so. But he was making it fun. He was, and so there's all ages that are there. So there's like little kids,
it's
really
a family
little kids.
thing.
It's a family place. It's not just adults, and so he was making it not so scary for the little kids, but then he would come around and kind of scare the adults.
Yeah.
And that was kind of fun because the kids were kind of scared. So he made it fun for them. He would give them a little high five or, dance with them or something to make it fun for them. And then, scare an adult or something, which was nice.
Yeah, it was a good time all around. And everything came out super quick. They brought out the appetizers. And
when we go to a regular restaurant or something, you kind of sit there with your appetizer and you're done by the time they kind of clear the plate or the table, and then the next thing comes out. But we had so much stuff piled on the table because of how quickly it came out. And we were like, oh my gosh.
But it was good. It was really good.
I don't think I was eating slow either. I don't think I was really taking that much time.
I don't know what because there were some reviews online where people were like, oh, the food was not that good. The food is mediocre. The food was really good. I didn't have that
experience. I thought it was really good.
The food was really
if I had to be nitpicky, it would have been small things that I would have changed. But I didn't cook it. So, you know what I mean? Anybody's cooking you eat, you can be like, oh, well, you could have done this different or whatever. But
no,
what it was good. It was very good.
I could say,
I wouldn't have changed that seafood pasta at all.
I could say the Scooby Snack nachos, they were a little greasy, but they just came out of the fryer. I
didn't even think that either. But I thought that was a cool take on nachos with the wontons. The nachos don't come with tortilla chips. They come with wontons. And that made it taste different, but it was so good. They had some type of sweet something on the chicken that made it sweeter, and that really tied in salty sweet. It was so good.
The little tomatoes on there, whatever kind of cheese that was, they were good. I didn't try the what was it? The guac or the salsa.
I didn't try the salsa.
I didn't try that, but I don't usually eat those with my nachos anyway.
The guac was good. The guac was actually.
I did really try to get, for each bit of the nachos, I tried to get a bit of everything. So I tried to get a tomato with some chicken and cheese with each scoop, but it was...
And also, sometimes when you get nachos from places, they'll put 100 chips and this little teeny bit of meat.
Yeah, no.
And this one, they did really good with the portions. There was enough meat for every chip. And it was good.
I gotta say, the fries with the Bird Box... I feel like there could, for some people, if someone's going to nitpick, I feel like there could have been more fries. Mm-hmm. But for me, I think it was perfect because I'm not a big fry person anyway.
But for the portion size of the sandwich and then the fries you got, I think the sandwich was pretty big.
The sandwich is the highlight of the plate.
Yeah, the fries were a good portion for the size of the sandwich because that was pretty big.
They decorate the plates also at least for the Bird Box anyway, because I know it's tough to see in the pictures, but they actually drizzle some of the red sauce or whatever along the side to make it look like it's bloody.
And if you check out the cookie, the cookie they bring you a cookie, which we also didn't pay for that. They bring you that if you mention it's your birthday, they bring that out in a whole freaking.
They do a whole
crazy display.
We're sitting there. It's so funny.
And we didn't know either. We didn't see that online at all that they do that.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't prepared for that at all.
It's crazy because you're sitting there and you're enjoying the atmosphere. You're eating your food or whatever.
Cool. And
they've got the horror movies. They've got horror music playing.
Horror music, but then they also put like they don't just do horror music the whole time. Sometimes they'll put in like regular songs in between. So you're sitting there and it's completely chill vibe, whatever. And
then all of a sudden the music just got quiet. It was so funny because we're both like, eating and we stopped.
Did you know?
And we look up and we're like, what just happened to the music? What? The music gone. And then you just hear the alarm from The Purge.
Yes, the Purge siren goes off. And I was like, what is going on?
They have the Purge alarm that goes off, and it's, commencement of the annual Purge.
And then the waitresses
come out
a whole bunch of, because they celebrate. It's not just your table that gets called out when they do like 3 tables at a time. They did a couple birthdays while we were there.
It's almost like as people come in,
yeah.
As people were going, then they did more,
yeah.
And then
so it was like we had like three people total that were in our little experience.
I think they did it like 3 times while we were there,
yeah.
So they probably celebrated like 8 to 10 birthdays while we were there. But yeah, they bring out flashing lights and masks.
Yeah, they had like a flashing light wand or something that they run out with, and they stand by you and dance, and
they bring a cookie. I tried a tiny piece of the cookie, and it was pretty good. The cookie
was so good. It really was.
And they decorate the plate also.
Yeah, they do
the white cream, but then they do like the red.
Whatever that white cream was on the cookie was so good. I don't know if it was marshmallow fluff or what it was. It was like sticky like marshmallow fluff, but I don't know what it was. It was so good.
And they do the red to be like a blood splatter. But then the red splatter
looked like blood splatter. It was cool.
And then the DJ comes out, and the DJ goes over with everything.
They also have the DJ who does like the little games in between. I don't know if that's only at night though, because he didn't come out until we were there for a while. Well, he comes out every birthday, for sure.
He comes out every birthday.
And then they'll play like a specific birthday song. They don't just sing "Happy Birthday." It's like.
Yeah,
it's a specific. I'm gonna let you be surprised if you go. But
yeah, it's
a specific birthday song, but
it's not a typical happy birthday. It's not. This isn't Chuck E. Cheese, okay?
Yeah.
We'll
just say
this is the haunted house restaurant.
Be getting down to that song.
But yeah, like they also do games. They did.
They'll give away like little free bracelets or like a little prize if you get the movie trivia right. In the middle of,
I wish that it was movie trivia.
Well, they do movie trivia. We just
didn't get there.
When we were there, they did movie music, so you had to guess the song.
Tune. Yeah. So I mean, we knew them.
Well, he was just a little upset because he couldn't get to the buzzer fast enough.
There's a buzzer that they have at the end of the restaurant, and it's like you got to get to the buzzer to hit it.
But like it's really kind of not fair because the tables that are closer are automatically like gonna get to the buzzer.
Yeah.
So it was a little unfair, but
it's all right though. I'm not.
I mean, it was still fun even though other people got there first. Like. And then if you get it wrong, you have to do the zombie walk of shame back to your table.
Yeah. And there was these little kids that kept going up and guessing, and they had to do quite a few zombie walks. Yeah. It was a good time. Oh man, I feel like there's so much I'm missing. Oh, the lights, the overhead lights. I found them exceptionally cool because I work in the industry. And I used to work with 35 millimeter film. And when you have to build the prints, or what they call building prints at a movie theater, you use those actual fixtures that they have, that are the lights. That's what you use to build movies. You build them on those huge reels. And then inside the reel, they actually have film on there. I was looking at it. Some of them had 70 millimeter films, so IMAX, and other ones just had like double 35 millimeters. But it was that was a really cool aesthetic to go with the whole movie theater
But
theme.
they were really authentic. It was pretty cool. The decorations were spot on.
Yes. And they've got a whole wall of like pictures like from movies. So
Like framed pictures that you would put in your house. It's really cool.
yeah, they have like Edward Scissorhands and Coraline,
The Shining,
and Scream, and just
And
so
then
many.
with that also they have the big full-size movie posters all around the restaurant.
Yeah, they had the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, which I wasn't a fan of, but they have that. They have the original Candyman poster.
They had Jaws.
They had Jaws.
They had Scream.
They had Scream.
Behind you was Final Destination.
Oh yeah, I did see the Final Destination one. Yeah, they
have a full size. I mean, she was taller than me. The Exorcist.
Oh yeah,
full size, life size.
Linda Blair from The Exorcist with the green vomit all over her nightgown.
She was pretty gross, and that's the first thing you walk around the corner and see her like, whoa, yep. She's right in your face.
They've got a huge Pennywise.
They do. Pennywise was pretty big too.
Over by the kitchen.
They have Trick or Treat. The little guy from Trick or Treat. I don't know if you've ever seen it. The little the orange guy by the buzzer.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
that's Trick or Treat.
They had Frankenstein over by some of the booths.
Chucky.
They had Chucky.
They had a big Chucky
They had
statue.
the big Chucky doll. They have a little Pennywise over at the bar with a
they had Michael's mask at the bar too. It was pretty cool, like up on a shelf.
They did have a Michael's mask. They had they have a whole wall on the other side of the restaurant that we didn't even really see, but it's a huge mural. I got a picture of part of it where it's Freddy and Candyman.
Oh yeah, and it looks like they're kind of versing each other. It looks like a versus.
It's almost like a Freddy versus Jason, but it's Freddy versus
Candyman. Yeah.
But yeah, there's.
I mean, we could go on and on. There's so much to see there. Even if you walk in and check it out, it's really cool. But yeah, it was. I say 10 out of 10.
And
I don't have.
And we went on a Thursday, so it wasn't even like going out on a weekend night kind of thing. We went on a Thursday night, 6:45 reservation.
But it is a busy place regardless of the day. I will say that it is a pretty busy intersection. And you know what made the parking worse for us was there was construction. So it did take away from a lot of the parking spaces. So I don't feel like if they get rid of that construction, there would be a lot more parking spaces. At least like 12 more parking spaces.
The whole street was blocked off.
Yeah, one of the whole streets that you can park on was not available to park on. So that did take away from our parking experience. But I feel like if that was gone, it would be a lot easier.
Yeah, it'll be a bit more manageable. For the parking, but.
That's the only thing I would complain about, though. Not even the restaurant itself, just the parking.
Oh, yeah.
The restaurant, I give 10 out of 10. I loved
the experience.
It was fun. Everybody made it fun, too. Not one waiter or waitress in there was, like, not having a good time or participating or... and they have different people on different days too. Like Michael Myers was there when we were there, but Ghostface was gonna come. He said Ghostface was gonna show up.
Is gonna be there this
another
weekend
day,
for
right?
brunch.
And they have different, people who come through dressed up.
Yeah, so overall it was an amazing experience. I want to go back.
Yeah,
I want to try so many other things now, but now that I know what I know, like. Portions.
Yes. Because when we looked online, it looked like the food was smaller than it came out to be.
No, do not let the pictures fool you.
The pictures don't do any justice either. You gotta taste it.
We took 4 boxes home. I didn't eat anything all day because I was like,
and they also have the desserts too. They have what we tried was the Cinnamon Toast Crunch Cheesecake. It was really good.
I wish we took a picture of it. It didn't make it for a picture.
That was gone quickly.
But yeah, they've got that. They've got fried Oreos. They have an adult dessert where they put like some kind of liquor in it. Yeah, I don't know. It was a really, really good time.
It was fun too, and especially like the birthday experience. I wasn't expecting the charade.
Yes.
And Michael Myers did come up behind me and scare me because I was watching the TV and I did not even pay attention to where he was.
Yeah, he walked behind her
me and it like
stabbed
scared
her.
the crap out of me.
He stabbed her with his big machete knife, and yeah, he got her. But I mean, it was, for me, honestly, it was so enjoyable just watching the movies.
Oh yeah,
because it wasn't like.
And it was, I like the crowd too. The crowd was a lot of different people.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of different ages, like everybody was enjoying themselves. Nobody was, causing a fuss or anything. Everybody was having a good time.
They were. They really, even the people at the bar. The people that were just sitting at the bar.
You can also get a table or you can sit up at the bar. So that's pretty cool.
But I mean, I feel like I could talk about this for another 3 hours.
I mean, it was so exciting. It really was.
It was.
And I didn't have high hopes for it either. Like, I really didn't go in thinking it was going to be that great. I thought it was just going to be like, because other themed restaurants, like I said, have like everything is themed and then nobody kind of participates in, making it fun. But everybody was having fun. They have the MC there who goes on the mic every so often and like makes it fun, and he does jokes, and he was funny.
He was. And it's also like the restaurant, it's not like, they're doing all this because they just opened. They were open for a year.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, they were open.
Something they do every day.
It was like 1 year and 1 day or something that they were open. So
because
it was like
I heard
their
about
birthday
it
too.
Living here, I heard about the opening, the grand opening, everybody was trying to go. And it was so packed. They had to, I think they shut down for a minute too to like redo their whole setup because they were not doing well. And they had to change it. They were overwhelmed, and then COVID also kind of screwed some things up where they were doing just takeout and then
they changed
shutdowns
they changed it to you had to have a reservation because they couldn't accommodate everything.
Yeah, I know. That's
why now it's like you make a reservation.
So that's another thing too. Like, the building is on the small side, I would say. It's not really on the small side. It's just there's so many tables in there that they've tried to fit. So it kind of makes it look smaller. So when it is like busy, it can kind of look smaller. Like, there are like 2 sections of the restaurant that you can sit at. So that's why we didn't see the other side, because you either go one way or the other. You don't kind of see the whole restaurant in one sitting. So
I like that it was, for me, it was true to horror and not aiming towards gore.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people now, they think scary movies are just gory movies. And no, like, even the stuff they had playing.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't see the Scream show because it was behind me, obviously. But
that's a good show.
They had, they had the original Child's Play.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, when there's not a lot of gore in that movie. And they had the original Friday the 13th, not Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. I wish they had the original Friday the 13th.
Yeah, that's the only person I didn't see was Jason.
Yeah, they didn't have a lot of Jason.
Yeah.
They didn't have a lot of Jason. I don't know why.
Somebody has something against Jason in there or something. I don't know.
But...
Or maybe we just didn't find Jason. Maybe he's in there somewhere. We just didn't see him.
He might be on the mural wall. That's on the other side that we didn't get to, so...
Or the bathrooms. We also didn't go, like...
Well, I went into the bathroom. The bathroom was just... It was a typical bathroom. I wish they had something...
Well, no, the girl... I saw a picture of a bathroom. I think it was a girl. So the girls' room might be... I didn't go in. I should have went in, but I didn't...
Well, I just went in to wash my hands. Because the burger was like... I mean,
it was basically like the...
My thumbs are still red from the sauce. Yeah. There was so much of it, and it was
just the bathroom I did see was basically like the outside of it, with like the murals and the posters and everything. It was the same as the outside, but I did see one.
I walked in to wash my hands, dry my hands, and then walked out. So there might have been something like... I mean, it was a decent sized bathroom. So, but I wasn't paying attention to the aesthetic of it. I just wanted to wash my hands. If you're ever in the Cleveland Heights area of Ohio and you like movies or you like horror, definitely give this restaurant a try. It was an amazing experience. I'm so glad that we went.
Yes.
I'm hoping we go back again.
I am a big huge horror fan, and it was 10 out of 10 for me. You will not be disappointed as a horror fan. I'm a movie fan in general. If you like the classics, it's for a lot of people. It's
as a
really
movie person, it was really good. As a horror movie person, it's really good. As a food person, it was really good. It was really good. So yeah, there was really nothing I could complain about. I'm trying to figure out why people online would complain about this, because there's really nothing.
Unless the complaints are just from when they were doing, they were a little bit...
Yeah, unless they were like short-staffed and everyone called out and it was a Saturday night and everyone's going to see it.
But also, because it's like, some people, you just have some people that like to complain about things and are not like open to, they're the nitpickers that like to complain about the little things.
But... yeah, no. The experience was unbelievable. It was a good aesthetic. It was a good vibe. You don't feel uncomfortable at all being there. There are some times when you go to a restaurant and, if it's a fancy restaurant, which I feel this could have been for what you're getting, you almost feel uncomfortable or out of place being there. But no, it was very welcoming.
The atmosphere is very welcoming.
Haunted House Restaurant, Cleveland Heights.
Go check it out.
Go check it out. 10 out of 10. Just like Kay's cooking.
It's nothing like Kay's cooking.
But leave your thoughts about this video in the comment section below. Let me know if you've been to this restaurant and what you thought of it. Or if you want to check this restaurant out. I will definitely give my recommendations. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so that you're alerted for future videos that we're going to do. And until next time, stay safe and take care.